look at that canister.
Okay.
What's up, guys? It's Rob and Speedy again. We are going to teach you the power moves, the 4 basic power moves from the standing position. If you haven't checked out the chair positions, make sure you check that out first. We're going to get right into this. Okay, so the 4 moves. There's the power up. First one is the power up. So she's in a nice athletic stance. That means her feet are wide, everything's in line, hips, knees, and ankle. Okay, what she's going to do is she's going to pull her hips back, bend her knees, and she's going to explode up, flick her fingers. Good. And this might be a harder position, so I want you to first start here because it might be that is a good position, but it might be a little bit harder for you to lift your hands up. So she's going to go down, power up, breathe out. Down, power up, breathe out. Good. Down, power up, breathe out. Perfect. So what she's doing is she's opening up her chest, flicking her fingers out, and at the same time you're loading your glutes and your quads. Now let's do it from a side position so you can see what it looks like from the side. So she's going to go down, power up, down, power up, and down, power up. Pause right there. So here's some mistakes that you might make, and I want you to be conscious of this because you got to know what your body's doing. So when you go to the down position, some people, okay, go ahead and go down. Some people will hunch their back. Okay, we don't want to hunch our back. Some people might bring their knees too far forward. That's going to put a lot of pressure on your knees. You don't want to do that. Okay, come back up, Speed. Let's do it properly and do it slow. She's going to go down, load her butt back. Knees are right over her feet. Okay, so that's a good, powerful position, and you open up nice and fast into such a big and explosive movement. Okay, now just as going down pretty far, if you want to make it a little easier, you don't have to go down that far and open up. Perfect. You don't have to go down that far, and you see how she's using her hands to go onto her legs. You can definitely do that. You want to make it harder, just bring your hands forward. Yep, and then open up. Boom, that's a little bit harder. If your hands are not used on your legs, it'll be a little bit harder. That's perfect, that's where we want to get to. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna go into the power rock. Now again, the power rock is great for transitioning. Okay, so again, with the rock, you are getting onto one side of your body, transitioning your weight to one side. Okay, now this is gonna be great for all of you people who are in rock steady boxing as well, because this is really gonna translate to punching. And let's get into this right here. So she got her wide stance. So she's going to power rock to her right, and she's going to rock. Now what she's doing is flicking her fingers out, looking at her hand. Look how she's transferred her weight to her right side. See how the other heel is off the floor? Then when she rocks to her left, she's going to transition that weight to her left side. Now, you really want to focus on looking at those fingers and flicking those fingers out. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. She's going to go ahead and do our power rock. Perfect. And again, you don't need to do this fast. I'd rather you don't do this incredibly fast because you want to focus on engaging those muscles and being really aware of what your body's doing. But she is really fully extending those limbs. Okay? How could you make this a little bit harder? She can squat between the rock. And perfect. Good. That's something we may utilize in class, adding the squat. It's a little bit more advanced, but she's doing this perfectly. And the big thing is really looking at those fingers and focusing on the flick of those fingers too, because we really want to work on dexterity as well. Okay, let's work on rotation again. Rotation's really important. We really want to engage our core throughout the day. She's in a powered up position. She's not hunching. She's constantly in a powered up position. When we're doing these exercises, you want to over exaggerate because it'll translate to everyday life a little bit better, okay? So, starting in that powered up position, she's going to twist to one side. Good. Now, I also want her to lift this heel up and really rotate. That'll give her a bigger rotation right there, right? And now if that's difficult, just do the regular twist like she did at first. Opening it up, twist. Now she's really utilizing her whole body. Open, twist. Good. Now again, the same mistake applies as the sitting position. The mistake that most people make with this is that they will meet kind of somewhere in the middle. What you don't want to do is exactly that. You want to keep one hand exactly where it's at. She's going to twist. Good. And open up and twist. And again, sometimes in doing this, and especially if you're following us on this video, you might be focused on the video and not focused on what your body's doing. Sometimes you may not even notice, but you are actually clapping in the middle. So that's what you want to focus on when you're doing this twisting exercise. But again, you're doing it hard and fast. Just make sure you don't hurt your hand while you're doing this. So you can clap if you can, count if you can, engage your voice. Okay, last one is going to be the power step. Now the power step is great because it helps you change direction a little bit more effectively, and it engages this leg, and it helps you with everyday tasks, like if you had to step over an object, stepping up onto a curb, right? So it's stepping, simple. Literally, you're just stepping. So if she's going to step to the right, she's going to point that foot to the right, flick the fingers out here, but she also has to lift this backhand. So that's what a lot of people will forget to do too. Okay, so again, it's okay if you're not perfect right now, but this is what we want to strive for. She's going to go back to the center, step. Now both feet are pointed forward. Now left side, her left foot points to the left. Both arms are up. Fingers are out, and again, if you're not here perfectly, if your hand's a little down, that's okay, but here's where we want to focus on. Back to center, and step, boom, center, step, perfect. And she's doing it at a perfect pace right here, because we want to pause and feel what your body's doing, right? Cool. Now, if we want to get more advanced, you can step in different directions, and we'll utilize that in class, but just know this is the basic movement. We're going to be doing some classes that you guys can follow from home. We wanted to prep you with the basics from the sitting and standing position. Look out for videos that bring us down to the floor next. See you guys soon. Cool. Perfect.